I'm finding things hard. Realizing you're autistic, I've heard about this thing called skill regression, where almost the masking that you've been doing and the kind of just getting through and surviving that you've been doing becomes suddenly so much harder because you're aware of things that you never kind of consciously were before. Like you feel all the sensory overwhelm in like full definition. You feel vulnerable, honestly. Like some of that masking has gone, the pushing to just get through and to just, I don't know, just force yourself to do things, which isn't healthy. But when that goes, you kind of, you're left feeling just quite raw and vulnerable and exposed. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've regressed. Like, and not just in terms of skills, like I'm finding just getting things done in the day more difficult. But I also find that just I'm feeling more autistic. I'm feeling more tuned in to my body and my brain, and more aware of when things are difficult or when I'm tired, when I can't deal with something anymore, when I just have to take a break. And as such, like my capacity just feels like it's kind of gone from here to here. Like my bandwidth for just dealing with stuff in life has reduced. And it's quite scary, actually. It's a little bit unnerving. And for me personally, I feel it's almost like it's something that I've been afraid of happening for like my whole life. Like by actually kind of giving in to how I feel and giving in to when things are hard and why things are hard. It's like, will I ever be able to do anything? So I feel I've surrendered in a way, which I know is part of the process and is really healthy and something that I want to encourage in myself, and that my gorgeous partner and my mom are encouraging in me too, because they see it as valuable, a valuable stage. But it just leaves you feeling a bit worried and unstable. And again, coming back to that thing that autistic people don't like change, and this is a change because suddenly everything you thought you knew about yourself is shifted, and everything you thought you knew about the world has shifted, and it's just unsettling. I will say it doesn't help that I'm actually having renovations done. Well, we're having renovations done on our house at the moment, so I'm actually having to live with my parents, which is never great for, kind of regression of any kind. But I'm trying to see the silver lining in it, because actually I think it's healing. I think being able to talk about all of this and everything I'm discovering and my diagnosis with my mum, she's been with me through the hardest times, and she's been scared and worried and having to hold it together for me. And so for her to see, that this diagnosis explains everything that I've been through, and for her to see that, this provides hope and answers and a way moving forward to know how to look after myself and maybe, shock horror, be happy and comfortable. Ooh, wouldn't that be radical? That sounded really sarcastic. I didn't mean it to be that sarcastic, but it's true. Like, to actually be comfortable in myself and in the world, like that's an alien concept to me. I've not experienced that ever. So it's okay. And I have been recognizing my joy in the simple things, in the sensory softness of cuddly things, and of re-watching safe, familiar programs and getting lost in a teen series. I've gone through Gilmore Girls, I've gone through the OC, and now I'm on Pretty Little Liars. Like, I'm maybe regressing, I don't know, but all I know is that it's making me feel better. And I've got a Where's Wally book, and I've kind of got my stickers, and these things which I was kind of drawn to before, but I guess I felt shame at some level, or now that kind of final curtain has dropped and I actually am letting myself just organically, like authentically just enjoy them without judging myself for that. So yeah, it's like nothing's changed. I'm still the same person. I still like the same things, but everything's changed because I'm allowing myself to be me. And it's like kind of just dropping everything and going like, woo, and running around naked, because you're like, this is not how I've done life before. This is not like how I'm used to battling my way through the world. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to record this at this point because I've been feeling wobbly, and my experience has always been of, you know, when something feels off, to try to fix it and to try to change it, and at some level blame myself for it. You know, I must have done something wrong here. What can I fix to get things back to feeling like they're in equilibrium again and like I'm grounded again and regulated? So, you know, I've eaten the wrong things. I've not eaten enough, or I've eaten too much, or I've not exercised enough to wear myself out enough. I have, I don't know, not slept enough, slept too much. Like, it just, there's always been a reason, like to kind of troubleshoot and to like go, okay, well, I'll try this now just to make it seem better. Whereas at the moment, I know what's going on. And it's a relief, but it's also a lot to take in. And so I'm trying for the first time to be gentle with myself, to be kind to myself, to allow myself to just, you know, get up, and if all I feel I managed to achieve in the day is doing some jigsaw puzzle and and then eating my safe dinner, I'm trying to be okay with that. It doesn't come easily, despite the fact I've got people around me who are encouraging me, and I love them to bits for it. But it's still hard, and I just thought it was worth pinpointing this moment in time, because I like to think that I will look back on this and go, yeah, that was tough, but it had to happen. And it's a valuable stage. You have to strip everything away in order to start building yourself up again. James said this amazing thing once when I was having a really bad time with my therapy. This is way before I knew I was neurodivergent. And I literally felt like I got to the point where I was like, oh my God, I finally see the void. What is there? There's just this void, and this, I don't know, like I'm just staring into the blackness. And he's like, yeah, but how good is that? Because that means that you've got the void, and now you can start putting it in what you want to put in. It's not what the world tells you you should put in it. It's not what, you know, you feel you ought to do in life. You can now choose mindfully and consciously and authentically to put into the void what you wish to create your life that you want. So that helped me so much when I was actually really like teetering and scared. I just think it's beautiful. And I don't know if he made that up himself or whether he got that from someone else, but either way, I was so grateful for it. And that maybe that's where I'm at now. Like I'm in a certain kind of void or vacuum of just, my mum said this amazing thing yesterday. She was like, they used to call it like throwing you up in a blanket, I think. So, you know, if like someone's being, you know, lifted up and down and woohoo, like hip hip hooray kind of vibes, but like you're thrown up and like all your limbs are kind of flailing and you're just like free fall, like and at some level it's kind of fun, and in other ways it's just completely messy and ridiculous and just kind of funny, I guess, and just scary, unsettling. So that's the bit where I feel like I'm right now. But I trust it will get better, because the hope and the acceptance and the validation that comes with realizing I'm autistic, that's not gone away. So I'm just gone back to a bit of a baby inner child state, and I'm learning how to look after that inner child with the knowledge that she has needs. Plus, I guess maybe there's just exhaustion, exhaustion of masking for your whole life. It's a lot. That's, 3 decades and more of battling. I've heard other people talk about the skills regression thing, but I haven't actually seen anyone at this point just kind of, I don't know, capture that like on film. So I like to think maybe it's helpful. If you're in this place or feeling any of this. Ultimately, it's all hugely, hugely positive, but that doesn't mean that you can't still just want to cry, because I do. Was it like the 7 stages? It's like, denial. I don't know if I ever had denial, actually. Maybe my whole life has been denial. I should do a video on like the 7 stages, and then there's like anger at some point. I don't think I've quite... There's probably a lot of anger there about, the system and not knowing, because I keep saying like, oh, no one knew and it's no one's fault. It's like, no, but that doesn't mean I still can't be angry about the fact that I've had to live my life in such a painful way. Grief. Yeah. Beginning to feel some of that, the grief for the life that you've lived, or that you might have lived if you knew who you were. Yeah, the childlike stuff helps. It's not childish, it's childlike. And I watched this amazing video a couple of days ago by a creator whose name I don't know, but I will put it here. Because she was talking about how getting diagnosed, you have like almost a second adolescence. You got to go back and do the stuff that you didn't have space for when you were masking so hard to survive. So yeah, okay, cut, end of, because I could waffle for ages, but I hope I've said enough.